Where's the little guys? Oh,
How the fuck did he see me? I just don't understand.
market. Where's the big one? There's only one big one?
Yeah, he's right
Oh,
here.
shit. They're all coming out. Uh oh. You going? Oh, you went further down. Okay. I lost track.
How? I fell down.
I saw that. Ooh, spot on. Did you kill all the little ones?
I'm working on it.
That's cool. 'Cause, if not, I was gonna mark them for you.
Little one killed.
Oh,
Holy
hold on.
boy, there's a holy boy. That's
there's,
not good.
There's, yeah, there's a couple.
Oh my god, there's so much out here.
I'll watch from afar. I need you to draw them closer.
I'm working on it. Gas.
Did I hit him?
Yes. Ow. I'm gonna die.
Don't die. You'll
Hold
be
on, I'm gonna laugh. Reload, goddammit! Fuck.
What?
Fuck.
Oh, you died. Oh, I killed a bird. That's fucking hilarious. Oh, shit. Kill it.
Why am I being mentioned so much?
What? Oh boy, there's a bunch of walkers and dogs now. You wanna come with me to claim the stuff?
Yes. I have to get there though.
Yeah. Ow! Oh man, that guy sniped the shit out of me with that. You ready?
No.
Ow! Oh, he did it again. Fuck. Oh, there goes another.
big guy?
Left.
I don't see him.
One.
Found him. Holy shit! What the fuck?
What?
Experimental KVM 59.
Wait, we've had that.
KVM 59? I don't have that.
The machine gun that we've been shooting.
No, that's an 89. No, that's a Kapist. What does this have? Properties. Chain lightning adds a random chance of triggering chain lightning. I think you've been using this, right?
Yeah, and I've had that for a while. I had two at one point. I think I gave one away to someone.
Is it any good?
Pretty useful. I've been using it. It's been pretty useful. I've been using it. So. What materials is this? Oh, holy shit. You know what I discovered? The resistance heavy bolt is maxed out on the damage meter. Oh. Yo, this experimental, the resistance heavy bolt does as much damage as an M49.
Damn.
Know that. It's got better fire rate. What? Why have I not been using this? That's great. Am I carrying any ammo for this? I'm carrying some ammo for it. Okay.
Oh man, those pictures in after hours are unbelievable.
What pictures?
The ones of the barbecue
Oh.
and my fucking reverse glove tan.
Oh. Oh.
It's funny, I'm still fucking peeling from that day.
My finger.
I got so sunburned, like I'm literally flaking right now.
That's bad. You're white. You should.
Well, it's because I never wear short sleeves. Because I
Yeah.
had the reverse glove tan, and it's also never fucking hot in the city.
Yeah. No, it's always.
Ew. Well, now that I burn, that means I'll tan now.
Maybe.
I burn and then tan. That's what I've always done.
Right. I think
You're gonna go to sleep.
soon, probably. Pretty tired. Modern command bunker.
Marden command bunker.
Should I go to the command bunker or the base? Does it matter? No, it doesn't.
I don't think so.
Go to the Martin. I might put away my experimental and whatever. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to find some cars to blow up. What's a place with a lot of cars? Boy, your car fucked.
Your car is fucked. My bad.
What?
Just the fucking faces I make.
Oh. Oh god, there's a dead body in our safe house.
No!
Oh shit, what the hell? Bro, what the hell are you doing in my house?
Huh?
I don't know, I got attacked. I was just standing here and all of a sudden a dog appeared and shooting at me and shit.
Shitting at you and shit?
Shooting at me and shit. Why are there dogs inside this house?
Because they like it there.
Damn it, I gotta clean this place up. That's gonna hurt me.
I don't remember either of those pics being taken.
Nobody remembers anything. Cunt.
Mm-hmm.
Ow, oh god, that hurt a lot. I just blew up everything, including whatever was inside that house.
Fuck yeah, I can hear it.
Oh, this is a location with a fuck ton of like bodies and like explosives everywhere. I remember this. How many cars do I need? Like one more? Damn it, I need two more? Two more?
Yeah.
Bro, Skulla.
Skullet.
What's a city that has the base? Where's that one city that we had a safe house at that had hella cars?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Hope this is it. Wait, so you don't know whether you're working days or nights tomorrow?
I'm working night tomorrow. The day shift starts Wednesday and goes until Friday.
Oh.
So I think we'll be able to make it to Tim's thing. I think, as long as I don't run late, because I am working day, but it's 9:30 to 5:30. So it's a minimum, I don't know, 45 minutes home at that time. And this thing starts at 6, but I'm sure that we won't get there as soon as it starts, because that's not how we do things.
He's closing, so.
Oh, he's closing? Oh, fuck, we're not going to be there until
Oh,
11:30 then.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
I know damn well we won't get there until like 10 then, so it's fine. And then fucking Swedish House Mafia the next day? Shit.
I'm just gonna go hiking the day after, right before Swedish House. Alright, I got kicked out of the game.
So did I.
I'm gonna join so that I can finish. that last mission.
Okay, well, I'm gonna leave because I gotta move cars and shit.
Move cars right now.
Should I not do that?
Why is Lionel have to get out of the way?
No. I thought you were going to sleep.
No, I'm gonna finish this and then I'll probably go to sleep. Maybe.
Stream so I can watch.
I should get Discord Nitro.
You should? Why don't you?
I wanna pay.
Just pay, idiot.
How come I can't start the stream from within the game?
If you have the Discord, if you have the Discord overlay open, then you can.
I did. Now I opened it. It just didn't let me.
Stream. Wow, that's buggy.
Yeah. Discord freemium.
A 720p at 30 FPS.
Cars here that are not blown up. Come on, I just need 2 cars.
Look in the garage.
Yeah.
There you go, right there.
Hmm?
Might be a car.
I don't think
there.
there's a car in here. Can't even go in.
Why are you wearing a gas mask?
I don't know.
That's a car.
These
Right
are
next to it.
No, but they're blown up.
That one's not. That one's under a tarp.
Does it count?
I don't know.
Come on.
What are you doing?
You know how hard it is to select something when it's not yellow?
Just use the hotkeys. Why is that not even okay?
Just stood there and looked at it. Oh,
You've got friends.
maybe? That's a light. Oh, damn it.
You just fucking destroyed your shins on that car.
The foam.
I wouldn't go that way. The big guy's that way.
Where?
I don't know. I can hear him.
Can't hear shit.
I can hear it. So it's not the game that's the problem. It's just you. Because I can hear it.
No, it's... Hold on, look.
I can hear it. And I'm watching your game.
Look. I mean, I'm gonna regret this.
Can you hear that?
No, I can't.
What?
Yeah, legitimately, I don't have any, like, in-game sounds of the monsters. I think my files... Wait.
No, it's not. Because I can hear it. I'm watching your game.
I know, but that doesn't mean... Wait, if you're watching my game...
I'm watching a stream of your game that's being run on your
You
computer.
know what? It's probably my headset, to be honest.
Probably. You probably got like active noise cancellation or some shit that filters it out.
That's kind of weird. I don't... Okay, I'll just do that. Oh, come on. Oh, I hear it now.
Yeah. You see the police cars over there? East, southeast, are those police cars? No.
No.
That's the Kunsem. There's a
Oh,
car.
car.
It's 2.
Car. I only need 1. Ah, there's 3. Uh-oh. Oh, fuck.
Oh, you fucked up.
Uh-oh. Give me this one car.
Why do these grenades take so long? Throw it directly at the car at point blank.
No, that's bad because it'll bounce backwards. Come on. Jesus Christ. Okay, finally. God Christ. What? It did not give me my... Give me my fucking...
Check it. Go blow up another car.
Load measure. You leave me alone. Oh,
There you go.
okay. I got it. Ow. Huh. Now leave me the fuck alone. I don't want to... Leave me alone. Motherfucker. Hey, you know what?
You got plastic, wood, a paramedic response pack, an ammo pack, a first aid kit.
Oh,
some
shit. Oh, fuck.
textile, some
Oh,
rubber.
this was
You
a
got-
car right here.
Bro, you got 14 electrolytes? Holy shit.
Yeah, these assignments, these femtel assignments are worth it. Oh, shit.
12G
Okay.
pump jack, 5 grenades, a hunting rifle.
Hunting,
Holy
right?
fuck,
Oh.
you got so much shit.
Was this a hard... That was not a hard assignment, though.
No, that was not one of the hard ones. The hard one was destroy 5 hunters, I think.
Harvesters, I think.
The harvesters, yeah.
Wait, there's no femtel here.
No, it's downstairs.
Oh, it's in the back.
No, wrong way, Pingus.
Okay. Not trying to get followed. Okay.
Look at that shit.
Oh, here you
38
go.
electrolytes, holy shit, that's the only thing that's worth it.
I don't want these. These are... There's unlimited space, so you could technically not touch anything in here. Can I put things in
Deal. No, I tried.
there? Explosives. This is kind of useful.
The only thing that's worth it is the electrolytes and the explosives.
Yeah.
That's it. And the thread, I guess.
Depending on what you use it for. Holy shit.
You know how heavy that shit is? Oh my god.
Hella heavy. Hella heavy. Oh. Okay. I'm done. Oops. No.
You don't need that shit.
Yeah, wood.
You
Take
don't
that.
need that.
Oh, wood is useful.
Total War Shotgun 2.
Oh, did you see that?
Yeah. Holy shit, 10,000 what?
Huh? SMG.
Yeah, that's about right. No, you have like 13,000 because you had a different row of them. Look,
Yeah, 13,000 total. I count them separately.
that's like 14,000.
Oh, can I put all my SMG rounds away? Ah, shit.
Nope. You are fucking tapped, my friend.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You don't need that much flamethrower and napalm. Oh my god. How heavy is that shit?
2 pounds.
Oh, nobody cares. It's fine.
Dude, this makes no sense.
What's the heaviest thing you got? Well, obviously. Yeah. The,
That's
H-
heavy.
the
That's
HEDPs.
That's heavier than the HEDPs,
What the fuck?
which is pretty funny, actually. I'm gonna take some. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Dude, it's so... It doesn't even fit on the thing right here.
Doesn't even fit on the screen.
Oh, I have so much of these. Oh, I'm gonna start recycling them. Use it for anything.
The
Um,
HEDPs?
No, not those. I'm gonna recycle the 5.56. Or give them away or something. Damn, that only added 5 pounds. And it's 42 pounds. That's 1/10 of my box.
That's fucking wild.
Why do I have so much birdshot? You use any of this? Because I don't want it.
I use birdshot.
Okay. Probably give them to you. I have 15,000 rounds.
You got a lot of rounds.
I'm gonna start using these actually. Because these are actually kind of powerful.
OP?
Yeah, like here. Seen this? Like, look at this shit.
That's pretty OP. That's damage all the way up. What the fuck?
And the handling, and it's actually more than like. Look, this is barely there. Like this, this goes all the way.
What the
Think
fuck?
compared to like this, it's just barely there. But the handling's pretty garbage, right? But this is good handling.
That's fucking top tier. What the fuck?
I used it against like the machines, and I was like, oh, this is actually really good. Like
What
two,
the fuck?
it takes 2 to kill a walker if
What
you don't.
the
And
fuck?
and reload is actually really good. So I was like, okay. Anyways, I think you got rid of yours, right?
Yeah, but I come across them so often.
Here, I'll just give you one. I have 2.
Okay.
Hey, I don't need all these.
You don't need all those. I got rid of most of that shit. I barely have any guns left in storage.
I was like, this is gonna be cool. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. All right. Okay, this is a really effective combo. The 2-4 carrying 2 of these,
It is, yeah.
and instead of reloading, I just pump it
Switch.
in. Yeah, I just switch. Because the RLG actually reloads really fast. The RLG is actually that little bit of difference in bump is actually way more powerful than.
It's actually worth it.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. It's more powerful than the experimental M49,
Damn.
but only marginally. It does help, like, part of it. I don't know. Try with the resistance heavy bowl next. But I'm only carrying standard rounds for this. But if you look, there's additional things like flare arrows, which I imagine are similar to sticky flares. Or like
Flaros.
flaros, yeah. And then there's the explosive arrows, which I think I haven't used, but those are kind of cool.
That shit's sick.
Can I craft these arrows? I know I can, right? But oh, this is new.
That is new.
Oh, this is new.
556 heat. That's
Do I get this for? Did I get this for getting that experimental gun?
good question. I don't know.
Because this is new. I haven't seen this before.
Oh, probably then. Yeah.
I've had this for a while. Not that. Not these two. New. This is useful.
Handgun heat. It's not that useful.
No, this could be if you pair it with the radioactive pistol. Or not
Sure.
radio. Oh, I have. Sorry, I have
With
radioactive ammo. But no, if you pair it with the fuck is it called? The 32 ACP for that pistol. Oh no, wait, no, never mind. Can't do that because that's 32 ACP.
you fucking idiot.
No, this is good for the Mauler PP.
The PP.
Yeah, PP.
Mauler PP.
But I can make explosive ammo. Yeah. Okay. That's all I need. All right. I'm tired.
Okay. Same.
I have to brush my teeth and sleep. Right.
I have to move cars and sleep. Uh,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
mm,
All right. I will maybe probably see. I don't know if I'm gonna go to Tim's thing because I'm gonna be hella tired if I do that. I know.
what are you, old?
No, because I'm going hiking the next day and then I'm gonna switch.
Oh, true.
Like if I'm going hiking in the morning and then switch house, I'm gonna be
Dead.
I'm gonna be dead. Like the
Yeah.
most exercise I'm getting for the whole year, and then I don't want to do that.
All
Alright.
right.
Have a good night. I will see you Saturday, probably.
Saturday. That's true.
Night.
Okay, bye.
Right, because cousin Dieter said he can get you in with Rinaldi and Klein.
Rinaldi and Klein, authentic New York excavation. You want a hole, we'll dig you a hole.
We'll dig you a hole. What goes into it? Hey, that's up to you. These trucks represent a lost mentality in American automobiles. Trucks are an artless sort of vehicle known more for their practical use than their value as a driving experience. They're brutally simplistic as a haymaker in a bar fight, and this truck hovers around the apex of that simplicity. It's just a truck, no bells, no whistles. No size to compensate for the lack of technological refinement. It's just a truck that doesn't want you to think the drive doesn't matter. Of course I say that, but this was also very much a truck that wanted you to know how durable it was in comparison to the competition. It's a truck that wanted you to know how durable it was in comparison to the competition. I am dead ass. Go to YouTube right now. I mean, you're all already on YouTube, but open another YouTube and look up 1985 Ford pickup commercial. And what you get is a video of an F-150 towing a Dodge pickup while carrying a Chevy pickup in its bed. It's hilarious and absurd in a kid trying to bring in all the groceries in one trip kind of way. I'll bet the Chevy pickup didn't even have an engine or a transmission in it, but yet all of it is meant to represent the durability of 80s engineering. It's refinement of the cliched notion that they don't make them like this anymore. They don't make them like this anymore. And maybe it's not a cliche. Maybe they really don't make them like this anymore. Maybe standards have changed to such a degree that they just can't. Hell, you have Ford diversifying its stock portfolio right now with the Bronco and the well-established Raptor. The Raptor, which seems to exist solely to give you the experience of driving a Hummer without the stigma of driving a Hummer. And then you have the modifications people perform on modern trucks to give them character, to make them more interesting than they are off the factory line. Like your air ride suspension for that lowered look with enormous Final Boss rims, or maybe some sort of lift kit with giant CrossFit gym tires poked way outside the body. And then they slap on decals with their Instagram handle and the hashtag for whatever crazy name they're giving their truck. Names like Slob Knob Silverado. And then they wait for high fives and curious onlookers snapping pictures with their phones while he pretends not to notice. But inside, he's smiling the mile-wide grin of a guy whose girlfriend just got an IUD. It's hard to do anything in this truck without voiding the value it brings forward from 1984. It's not made to be the next in a long line of garage builds that boil down to an intake and wheel package. This is simplicity in its greatest quality. That isn't to say this truck doesn't have modifications, but let's not call them that. Let's call it inventive engineering. Here's a story. Dan's dad had an 89 F350 with a diesel, and he wanted something similar to work on for himself. So he found this on Facebook Marketplace only to discover paperwork in the glove box related to the truck's original owner. Dan took the initiative to look up the man's name, only to discover the man had passed. However, Dan connected with the original owner's grandson over social media, and he went on to learn that Grandpa had installed a 200-gallon transfer tank in the back and disconnected the rear fuel tank and rerouted the lines to the transfer tank. So he could travel from Pennsylvania down to visit family in Florida on a single tank. When Grandpa passed, the truck was sold and the previous owner had it undercoated with rubberized lining. Now that previous owner retired in Florida. His wife insisted he sell one of his cars, and it wasn't gonna be the Corvette. So that's how Dan came into possession of a VinWiki story waiting to happen. Ford F-250 Explorer trim from 1984. Steering? Yeah, it's got steering. It's got so much steering you'll do it all the time, even when you're not turning. Torque? Yeah, it's got torque. Okay, for real. You can go from no gear into first, second, and even third without even touching the skinny pedal. You shift this 4-speed like you shift a deuce and a half. Just grip it and rip it. Don't worry about trying to get gears. It's a 4-speed. There's a gear there. Don't worry. Dan told me not to rev the IDI diesel faster than 3,000 RPM, which was difficult because there's no tachometer. One of the previous owners put in, I don't know, what is this? digital boost tachometer from a dirt bike? Doesn't matter because it's mounted way down here and I can't see it. Oh, and this artificial horizon instrument here in the middle of the dash, this does nothing. Doesn't even house any warning lights. This is just a bunch of lines. If you had the factory tachometer, it would have gone here. Dan said, just listen to the engine. And when the IDI diesel goes from lazy sounding to angry sounding, that means you're revving it too much. Speaking of sound,
Sounds like an old bus.
this truck sounds like an old school bus. And it oughta, because this is the same engine. The IDI diesel was used in school buses in the 1980s and early 1990s. This sound was the opening theme song to Soggy Sneakers on Concrete, Chapter End Questions, Morning Bells, Morning Announcements, and the limitless possibilities of recess. Sometimes the bus had a radio and you could hear commercials from Rinaldi and Klein, you paying with a check, eh? You gotta make it out to my mother.
People want to know, hey, Rinaldi and Klein, are you fully bonded and licensed? Who wants to know? I was fully bonded and licensed by your mother last night. How about that?
Ford F-250 pickup. For the person who judges the quality of a restaurant's food by how long it takes the food to show up.
Are you looking for excavation from two guys who use the same generic accent to represent all 5 boroughs? Hey,
Rinaldi and Klein.
Rinaldi and Klein! Rinaldi and Klein!
Hey,
we got a van!
The engine. This is the 6.9-liter non-turbo diesel V8 known as the International Harvester IDI. IDI stands for indirect injection. It makes 190 horsepower and 300 foot-pounds of torque. The IDI was a 4-stroke, 8-cylinder diesel used for International Harvester trucks, F-Series pickups, and E-Series vans from 1983 to 1994. And yes, international school buses. It uses a mechanical injection pump with indirect ignition, which is a process where the diesel fuel is not directly injected into the combustion chamber, but delivered by a fuel injector just before the intake valve. While direct injection gets you greater power through precise fuel delivery, it can also lead to issues like carbon accumulating on the intake valves. It's the same thing that we may see soon in direct gasoline injected engines. But the theory goes that indirect injection keeps fuel spraying on the intake valves for what's supposedly an improved fuel-air mixture and lubrication. It's basically the pull-out method of fuel injection. This transmission is a 4-speed T19 Borg-Warner transmission, although there is debate over whether it's a proper 4-speed or simply a 3-speed with a low first gear. Regardless, this is a transmission made for towing. Now, there are turbo kits for the IDI diesel, but it's hard to imagine that the extra power doesn't throw everything else wildly out of proportion. It's a surprisingly cruisable truck, ideal for 80s cassettes and forested back roads. It's so unmistakably 80s, but not city 80s, or Crockett and Tubbs 80s. No, this is rural 80s, pool 80s, Guns N' Roses 80s, the 80s that are still 1975, the Midwest 80s, Randy Travis 80s, Roadhead Through the Zipper 80s.
Roadhead Through the Zipper 80s.
Back to why they're Randy Travis 80s. Roadhead Through the Zipper 80s.
Roadhead Through the Zipper 80s.
Back to why there are no simple trucks. Because manufacturers and dealers make their money on trims, options, and special editions. Wait, no, that doesn't work because that applies to cars as well. Okay. Somewhere between the second generation Dodge Ram in 1994 and the 2003 F-150 Harley-Davidson edition, trucks went from general utility vehicles to steroids in pride. You're not going to win without them. By 2007, every man was hooked. And 1 year later, when the global financial crisis hit, 3-car families became 2-car families, thanks in part to Cash for Clunkers. Fathers got $3,500 for their ragged Dodge Neons, and while they're at the dealership, why not trade in their single-cab F-150 for a quad cab Duramax. I can still haul kids around and then show 'em all at Rinaldi and Klein, serving the 5 boroughs, northern New Jersey and eastern Pennsylvania. We are here for you. Just come to Louis' shop and ask for me. I'll give you a call back. The number's gonna be different every single time, but don't worry. Rinaldi and Klein, family excavation. We'll fill your hole. So trucks in 2020 have become a bubblicious flavor menagerie of cod pieces, family cars, and utility vehicles. And the finance department is hooked on the fat margins that these trucks generate. So basic, small margin pickups, I don't know if they're coming back. This truck isn't perfect, of course. These two-wheel drive F-250s all came with independent front suspension, and it's known for front-end issues related to that independent front suspension, since it can be difficult to keep everything aligned, especially if this is going to be a work truck, you're going to bash it around. You're better off with a solid front axle. I think we've been ignoring that this truck says Explorer. Some people don't know that Explorer used to be a mid-tier trim level. The best one is supposedly this. This is the
D package.
Yeah, it is. The Explorer D trim gets stuff like tinted glass. This is tinted glass. I don't know how they're getting that, but apparently this is the original glass and they're saying this is tinted. A tilt steering wheel, XLT door trim panel, Explorer tape stripe, Explorer seat trim, an auxiliary fuel tank. Yeah, this is one of these dual fuel tank trucks where you got to fill one fuel tank and then you got to... My name is Roger Smith, and I'm the CEO of General Motors. So what's the problem? Why am I even talking to you? I'll tell you the problem. Japan. I hear Honda this, and Toyota that, and even Subaru. Is the whole world now a girl? When I was 9 years old, I set points ignition, and... Roast beef sandwich, thanks. And now, my son is a sissy, playing with Nintendo buttons. The future? It's buttons. Fill the Grand Prix with buttons. Buttons on the steering wheel. Put buttons on the center console. Make them control the seat. Every part of the seat. What are you looking at, Hank? You square? You like computers, don't you, Hank? Squares like computers. Put squares on the dash. Put squares on the taillights. You like that, Hank? Hank has gonorrhea. You know that? No, Hank, you stay put. Is the car aerodynamic? Great. Call it an aero package. Keith, you're a mathematician, right? How many times have you watched me urinate? How many times can we make the seat move all around? 30? Great. Pontiac. We're driving excitement. Ah, now that's the slogan. I love what you do for me, Toyota. Keith, I love what you do for me. In the men's room, with your eyes. Okay, think. Think twice. It's another day for you and me in paradise. Keith, I'm going to the men's room, and you're coming with me. It's 1989, Pontiac Grand Prix, and I have a hard time getting out of this character. Because 80s, General Motors lowers your expectation until anything that isn't American and throttle body injection is futuristic. And Josh's here we go. And Josh's Grand Prix is the cleanest I ever seen. The paint is flawless, except for like one tiny chip, and I forget where it is. No dash cracks or seat rips. And the graphic equalizer works. The only thing is the digital speedometer. It's like trying to play a Game Boy Advance outdoors. What is performance sound and why is the switch on the door? According to Josh, the owner, all this button does is turn off the center speakers to give you a more, let's make it sound super stereo, I guess. Now, as futuristic as General Motors was trying to make the Grand Prix, it wasn't above GM screwing up. The warning lights, okay, you have this little outline of the car here. And like your warning lights are supposed to appear, like pointing at stuff. Now, they're just the square warning lights that showed up on every single General Motors, just plastered behind. They don't even line up with anything. And screw you, though, because I need a special tool to change the air filter. The Grand Prix stood tall in an age where Pontiac's slogan was, "We build excitement," despite only 2 of their cars really offering any, the Firebird and the Fiero. Grand Prix coupes ran from 1962 to 2002, while the sedans ran from 1989 to 2008. So this is a 5th-gen model on a 1st-gen W body, a platform that cost General Motors in the realm of $7 billion to develop. When the platform entered development in 1982, they code-named it the GM10. It was a project overseen by Roger Smith, who wanted to use it to replace all mid-size cars that were on the G and A platforms. Now, the idea was to have a total of 7 GM plants, all producing cars with a W body. Each plant would be responsible for 250,000 cars apiece, some 21% of the entire U.S. market. But this didn't happen. None of it did. The corporate restructuring in 1984 derailed the GM10 program completely due to employees being moved off the project and onto others, leaving a lack of clarity on who was supposed to be doing what. In a single year, the manager in charge of the program changed twice. The objective of replacing all mid-size cars produced by Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, and Buick was sound enough, and it even made sense to split production among the various plants so that each would be tasked with building different body styles, whether a sedan, station wagon, or coupe, without the risk of overtaxing any individual plant. But between the restructuring and the company's financial concerns, it suddenly was no longer practical to produce all of these GM10 cars at the same time. They canceled plans for a station wagon body style and reduced the number of GM plants producing the platform down to 4. But by the time they got the 2-door coupes and the 4-door sedans out the door, the Ford Taurus was taking attention away, which necessitated top-down restylings so that the W-body cars didn't look too much like the Taurus.
Why do these cup holders need to be carpeted? And also, they're not going to hold anything.
As each W-body car was released, General Motors discovered that the market research that promised them the loyalty of coupe-loving yuppies was a pipe dream hiding in the new reality of rising demand for family-size offerings. The project flopped so spectacularly that by 1989, the company was losing $2,000 on every GM10 car they made. It was the failure of the goals Roger Smith had pinned on his idealistic vision board, turning General Motors into a Japan-adjacent, tech-heavy brand with fancy circuits, onboard computers, and buttons galore. All assembled by machines in a factory where each car was made to order through computers. In that way, Smith had the capacity for genuine vision, but seemed to lack the ability to tether his imagination to a tangible reality.
That's why some of these didn't really last over the years, because they had all this really neat stuff, but not a lot of it really held up.
Yeah.
That's why the only time I even really see these anymore, it's either like this, or it's rotted out.
That's a unique parking brake. Or parking, or four-way.
But to turn your lights off, you got to go down here.
Yep. So yeah, it's funny. 88 to 89 this year had a digital odometer and trip.
Oh wait, so down here is all your interior lights are off.
Yep.
And then that's
the dimmer, and then you push it all the way up when it clicks. That's what turns the lights on when the doors are closed.
Oh, okay.
And then if you want to turn the key, you can also do English and metric on the right.
What?
Oh,
Oh, because you have a digital speedometer.
Little toggle switch for it.
Oh man, I love the smell so much. It's like after-school homework club.
So that is just okay. So
Yeah,
that is just one swipe.
Yep. So that's like pushing down on like a regular car. Up is the solution, and if you push that inside that's the intermittent.
Oh damn.
And then yeah, you just push off.
See
and
this
off.
like I know it takes a minute, but this is so much better than the GM. Let's put all of these controls on one stick down here.
That's on I have a Celebrity wagon. That's how that is.
Yeah.
I hate that.
This Grand Prix offers the 2.8-liter LTR multi-point fuel injection V6, making only 130 horsepower and 170 pound-feet of torque.
Give it a little rev. Okay, so she's all warmed up. Here's the hill pole.
So it might shift a little hard.
Goes right to where that's second gear. And it's gonna hang second for forever.
Yes, it is.
I'm not even gonna bother revving it out. It's like,
gonna sit at 60.
yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts.
You gotta sit around 3,500 RPM to get up a mountain incline. It'd be better with a manual,
And these did come standard with a manual transmission, but this particular model has the 4-speed automatic where 4th is overdrive. Josh bought this car as a winter car, but then once he saw how beautiful it was and how perfect everything is, it became a summer car. In fact, it only really comes out during Ferrari weather. And this car cleans up at Radwood. Oh, I don't care whatever Ferrari you have. Holy crap, that's an 89 Grand Prix and it's mint. That's where this car shines. And also on the highway, it's okay. It's a low-stakes highway cruiser. While driving it, you're going to stop idealizing it. But that also means you won't expect more from this Grand Prix than it's willing to offer, which is a great mentality for used cars in 2022. But not so much back in 1989. New buyers wanted something more conservative, and traditionalists wanted something less foreign. With the pervasive technology, its adjustable side wings for the seats. The seats is really what this car is about. 30-way adjustable seat. Everything else kind of fades into the background when you realize you can have perfect back support and thigh support and like support for your obliques, which I didn't even know could be a thing. You could get the perfect driving position in this. You got to pay a lot of money for 30-way adjustable seats today. I mean, and back then they were just showcasing the seat adjustments right there on the center console so everybody can look at it. This car did make Motor Trend Car of the Year in 1988, but I don't really know how much that means. Does it drive well? It drives decent from a period where General Motors wasn't doing very well. And I guess if you wanted to be a wise ass, you'd say, well, you're going to have to be a little bit more specific. According to some of the sources we found, Roger Smith's GM was having a harder time than most. For instance, to maximize value, GM needed to make cars in large volumes. So the idea of scaling to smaller numbers like the Japanese did in order to spend less to make more just wouldn't work. GM needed to produce something in the range of 100,000 cars to turn a profit on development, whereas some Japanese manufacturers could turn a profit on fewer than 40,000 cars. And while General Motors did sell a lot of Fieros in the mid-'80s, a corporate governance case study on General Motors found that the bulk of the market for Fieros was young women who found the style and handling appealing. The report even suggested that there was evidence that women enjoyed the Fiero because the power steering made them easier to park. But when GM got rid of the power steering to save money, Japanese manufacturers like Toyota were just there to pick up the slack. In a way, it's easier to understand why people criticize this era of Pontiac over the late 90s or 2000s. Because by that point, people really didn't expect more from Pontiac because they were so used to being let down. But in '89, there was still hope. There was every possibility of a return to form. But Pontiac became the twice-a-month. Don't call it a LeBaron. I've been here for years.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that where I was supposed to come in? All right, just give me a second. Think. How'd it go? It's really good, really relevant to today's car. Oh, okay, I got it. All right, here goes. Everybody!
1990 Chrysler TC by Maserati. Created deep during the Iacocca years, the TC's job was to distract the populace that Chrysler was Taco Bell menuing their entire fleet. Chrysler called this a Q platform, but when you click on Q platform in Wikipedia, it takes you to the K platform page. But this is not a LeBaron. Chrysler modified their ubiquitous K platform into the J Sport Coupe platform, which was used to create the LeBaron Coupe convertible. Now that platform was further modified to the Q platform for the TC. The interior is a stock LeBaron and a New Yorker skeleton over which was glued pillows and pool noodle foam. Here's your luxury, dumbass. The seats are padded and then they stitched a second pad on top. Luxury means soft. Is the engine a Maserati? Nope, it's a minivan engine. And it felt exactly like my dad's old 94 Caravan. There's a punch of torque from 1,000 to 2,000 RPM, and then from there on up, all you get is diner whining. This engine fights rising revolutions like when you visit a relative and you're sitting with them. The TV is barking out disaster news. And the very second you rise from your seat, oh what, you're leaving me so soon? Damn it, Janet, no. My balls slid out of my underwear, and I'm standing up to peel them off my thigh via my pocket lining. I wouldn't have to do this if you would just turn the AC on. This engine is the Mitsubishi 6G72 3-liter V6, which is the same you get in the LeBaron. But this is not a LeBaron. It features the 4-speed A604 automatic transmission, same as the LeBaron, but this is not a LeBaron. It also sits on a modified version of the Chrysler K platform by way of the J platform and a new configuration called the Q platform, and again, it's not a LeBaron. This is a front-wheel drive car that gets 141 horsepower at 5,000 RPM, 171 foot-foot, 2,800 RPM, and a combined 18-15 city 22 highway, just like LeBaron, but it's not a... I really mean this time, it's not a LeBaron. You see, Lee Iacocca became friends with Alessandro Di Tommaso while at Ford, and when Iacocca took over Chrysler in the 80s, the friendship continued to where Chrysler invested in the fledgling Maserati, with plans to co-produce a new sport coupe. Chrysler would get to look classy, and in the trade-off, Maserati would get an influx of income to keep afloat, in addition to a stronger foothold in the North American market. Never mind that Iacocca had just lobbied the government for a bailout and now wasn't really the best time to be taking risks, but this probably wouldn't have been viewed as a risk at the time. After all, this is a luxury grand touring convertible, a slice of the high life for under $40,000 in late 80s and early 90s money. With its handcrafted bodies and smooth lines, Iacocca boasted that the TC would be the prettiest Italian to make its way to the States since his mother emigrated, which is the automotive executive equivalent of posting your mom's high school yearbook photo on Old School Cool. We get it. Your mom used to be hot. I'm sure she's thrilled that her son is going full Oedipus on Reddit. Chrysler TC by Maserati. Brought to you by not signaling because, they know where I'm going. Chrysler TC by Maserati. For the man to whom the words eating out always means going to a restaurant. Well, there was a 2-year delay getting this into production, which was a problem in itself since it was intended to be the forerunner to the Chrysler LeBaron. It was meant to come out before the K-Base LeBaron. However, delays pushed the TC back behind the rollout of the LeBaron, so now the TC looked like a knockoff. By late 1988, Chrysler and Maserati just wanted to get this damn thing to the market already, so they increased production in Milan, slapping regular Chrysler and Mitsubishi engines into these things, and then selling them through a select number of Chrysler Plymouth dealerships in the United States. And there is a distinct visual flair to the TC, as the body panels were made by hand, avoiding the depersonalizing sense of automation that results in bland-looking cars that give way to even blander on-the-road experiences. The problem is that it was late to that aesthetic. The LeBaron got there first, which is why you end up having to set up a sandwich board at every car show you take your TC to that says, in all capital letters, "This is not a LeBaron." And yet you're still going to get retirees with Wrangler jeans that strain under the weight of an ass that's been parked on a couch through 10 years of Bonanza reruns saying, I think you're really wrong there, bud. Right there. That's a LeBaron. All the while golden oldies play in the background. Big Girls Don't Cry is a song about a guy dumping a girl and then shaming her into shutting up. I didn't push this TC to Redline because it's hardly driven, because the owner has 3 of them. They're gonna be worth something someday. Yes, someday. But oh good, my heroin dealer is here.
Never burgle burgle. Here. The bag, the bags, the bag, the bags, the bag, the bags, the bag, the bags.
Thank you for website.
It's 1984, and I own 2 Hollywood video franchises. I want a 5 Series BMW, but I don't want to drive one of them foreign cars. I also want good mileage. I also want it to drive like a waterbed filled with Ovaltine and whole milk. I also want people to think I signed checks with a Mont Blanc. And I want the car to accelerate slower than a heating oil truck. Hello, 1984 Lincoln Continental Turbo Diesel. I know it's a BMW engine, but don't worry. We'll put FIRD on the engine so you'll never know. This Continental offers the 4-speed BMW HP22 transmission, manufactured by ZF. It's an all BMW drivetrain, and that's how this car came from the factory. It's got 373 rear gearing, and it's still slow, and a 2.4-liter M21 turbo diesel engine, which makes around 114 horsepower and 155 pound-feet of torque. The turbo peaks at about 13 psi, or around thereabouts, because at 14 psi, it would pop the overboost relief. As of filming, this car sits at 195,742 miles. Thane, the owner, bought this off of a friend for $750, but it needed the works to be roadworthy again. New timing belt, water pump, radiator, brake system, ball joint, studs, shocks, tires, belt tensioner, and I think that's about it. Thane pretty much took this back to stock, if as close as he could. And what he got in the bargain was a really slow car.
It goes in positions that are just totally useless. Yeah, it's like I was expecting the whole column to move. It's it's just literally the wheel. It'd be a lot more useful if the entire column moved. So if you're big, you're going to be driving like that. Yeah. Oh, we got space. Like school bus style. Yeah. All right. Go, baby, go. This is foot on the floor. There's 30. That's all she's got. There's shit. Are we in top gear? Is there 3 or 4 speeds? That's 4th? All right. Wow. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, you can't be in a hurry. Who bought this? I don't know. Who would buy this piece of shit? Somebody that didn't want to pay fuel because it gets good fuel mileage. Yeah. You want... here comes a Corolla. Oh, yeah. Come on, will you please do 50 miles an hour? K cars in this.
Again, even with 373 gearing, it's a slug. It's a Fox platform, kind of like a Fairmont, but with a bunch of bells and whistles, except the bells have no clapper, and the whistle is on a frequency that only golfers with a net score of +6 can hear. Yes, it's got a turbo. Nope, still not fast. Doesn't handle particularly well either. It's like driving a roll of wet toilet paper. It accelerates like a water balloon filled with peanut butter. It's slower than the internet connection at your parents' house after you moved out. It's slower than the development on that Mallrats sequel. It's a car for people whose kids grow up not respecting escalators. I've passed kidney stones in the time it takes for this thing to hit 60. But that weakness is also kind of a strength, because while it takes some time to get up to speed, it's basically impossible to drive like an asshole in this thing. It will get to 70 eventually, and you get to be pleased because you're driving a Lincoln Continental. But who takes anybody seriously in a Conti? This is as far from the original conception of the Continental as modern Continentals are from this. You can make the argument that the Continental fathered the mass market USDM personal luxury market, but for its 7th generation, it went midsize. Yet the Mark 7 diesel was not all that successful, because I don't think anybody viewed Continentals as cars that necessarily demanded having a diesel engine. Sure, the BMW powertrain was a shot at similar diesel offerings by its competitors, with the ad campaign even declaring,
Mercedes now has something it hasn't had before. Competition!
Which is a whole ass lie. But regardless of the marketing, this was simply the wrong car for the wrong time. Because, on the other side of the fence, General Motors had pretty much screwed up diesel engines for everybody when they de-emphasized their own very good Chevy 350 in favor of a diesel variant way before the American public was ready to accept it. Okay, maybe it wasn't the whole reason. This is a theory. But you could see how GM
could think that fuel economy would be paramount in the aftermath of the 70s oil crisis, especially with the new government fuel economy regulations. And while that was the case, their diesel V8 didn't really pan out in the way GM wanted it to. The General Motors diesel conversions were unreliable and costly to maintain, and generally more trouble than the effort was worth. Ford witnessed all of this and decided it would be better, rather than building a bunch of small block diesels in-house, they outsourced the whole project to BMW, who had, of course, better success in this area back home. But the problem was that while this did get a very serviceable 24 miles per gallon combined at launch, this just wasn't the car people wanted. Ford only made around 1,500 diesel variants of the Continental before the car was discontinued in 1985. And yet this car endures, despite all its failures. The Continental Mark was discontinued after the 2020 model year, which sounds sad until you consider this will be the 4th time the Continental has been killed. So history tells you it'll probably be back again in some form, even though you can't really compare the modern Continentals to this one. Continentals mean different things in different times. I mean, even Kid Rock once rapped about having the Lincoln Continental and a Grand Marquis. I don't know what that really means. Okay, you have affordable, middle-class luxury cars. I guess the general thesis of the Continental is that it is class and
fanciness.
This is from a period in which Lincoln lost its populist luxury mojo and sought to make up the difference with beep boops and looky lights on the interior. Computer-regulated air springs, dual-intensity reading lamps for extra motion sickness. Technology is a Band-Aid on a missing limb. There's a huge feeling of eye rolling and a big sigh and a shoulder shrug energy to it. Like Lincoln felt that this is a car that they had to make because they had to make it. The aesthetic tries to convince you it's fancy, but it's fancy like crumpled dollar bills carpeting a hardwood stage while Quiet Riot echoes off the walls and blends with the sad shuffling of the lunchtime lap dance crowd. It's fancy like a steak prepared medium well. This car is a Salon magazine's idea of what an adult haircut looks like. The steering wheel looks like a frowning Union general. Lincoln Continental Turbo Diesel. Sponsored by a country club member who's never had his bluff called. Where are the cheap used cars, I hear you? Everything is expensive and woe is me. Here's one. Here's a cheap car. A fattened Fox body platform for $750. Big fake chrome switches, genuine maybe leather, targeting with the... Thank you to everybody who entered into our Mustang car. At Phil Chow SS, and before the Kia Stinger, there was only one car that could challenge the eternal LS400. The magnificent, the decadent, the V12-powered 7 Series. Never bury the lead. This is a 5-liter, double throttle body, double ECU, 12-cylinder, double fuel pumped, 295 horsepower at 5,200 RPM, 332 pound-feet of torque at 4,100 RPM, M7 B50 engine. Effortlessly kicking the 4,167-pound long wheelbase 7 Series to its nanny state top speed of 155 miles an hour, and it keeps it there. Already, the Bimmer boys are shouting out the punchline. 8 Series! 8 Series! It's not original! The 8 Series had this engine too! Same engine in both cars. Same top speed. Same power. Different transmissions, but both 4-speed autos. Here's the difference. A V12 7 Series is for a rich person with responsibilities. An 8 Series is for a rich chode who takes zinc because he read on bodybuilding.com that it makes your cum thicker. He's got a triple beam scale and he's weighing his bust in Life water bottles. An 8 Series is for someone who pairs Cristal with Uncrustables. A 750 long wheelbase is for James Stillwell, unconcerned but ready for anything. As good as the M7 B50 is, the focus of the BMW 750iL is not the engine, it's the windows. Yes, they're thicker than an iPhone 4 in an OtterBox. Thick like that Jim Bro's bust when the zinc finally works. An inconsolable crotch spawn could be throwing themselves on the ground, spilling Fruit Loops and coloring books everywhere, and you wouldn't hear them. Pure isolation. This car is quiet. Money? Money is so nice. Shattering bass from a Nissan Frontier on Route 100 could be assaulting the air. But in here, in a 7 Series from the 90s, all you would notice would be a distant rumble. In-car entertainment didn't exist in 1993. Here's a tape deck if you wish, but a 750iL offered you the absence of sensory input. Just a gentle, just a cozy buzz from that 12-cylinder engine until you reach 80 miles an hour, and that's where the V12 gets its second wind. 60 to 100 miles an hour feels faster than 0 to 60. Under acceleration, the transmission doesn't shift into 4th gear until 80 miles an hour. Very long gears. And unlike other BMWs I've driven, and just like other BMWs I've driven, like the 5 Series with the tiny engine, this BMW doesn't care. The M7 B50 doesn't sound like it cares what RPM it's turning. Oh, we're turning 4,000 or 5,000 RPM? Okay. Then that's what we're doing. Amazon sells penis pumps now. Can I place an order with my 750's car phone? Dude, it's a car phone. And it still works.
Comes out of the speakers.
Yep. Yep, it still works.
The BMW 750iL exists in eternal opposition to the Mercedes-Benz S-Class because both companies arguably made their subsequent luxury sedan offerings better through competition. In the 70s, you had the W116 carving up the road on a 6.9-liter M100 V8, which was going up against BMW's turbocharged 6-cylinder in the E23. In the 1980s, the W126 brought an Autobahn-ready 5.6-liter V8 to take on BMW's E32, which introduced the V12 to the fleet. Mercedes-Benz was the leader in its class for a time, but BMW was coming for that ass like back taxes because you can't spell luxurious without IRS. BMW gave us its first V12 engine. And while it may not be the long, continuous nut of a Toyota Century, this is as close as you're going to get into the United States without paying an import tax the size of Alaska. This engine displaces 4.9 liters, but some people just round up to 5, which is at least consistent with measuring from the balls. This makes around 298 horsepower. Most people round up to 300, which is at least, consistent with measuring from the balls. Now, this is technically an E32, although some will try and tell you that because of the engine, it's basically an 8 Series, which is at least consistent with measuring from the balls. Now, this was the first generation to be subjected to the old gentleman's agreement between the German automakers capping top speed at no higher than 155 miles an hour. This 1993 model was essentially the last year of the E32 before it leveled up and became the E38. BMW 750iL.
My dick is so long it stirs the toilet water.
Now, the E32 was the first production car with xenon headlights and double-thick windows, so owners didn't have to deal with the airborne droplets and regional swear words of the common rabble. Because money may not buy happiness, but it can buy something better. Peace of mind. This was the car for the briefcase-wielding, key-bumping businessman realizing that while the 80s were over, Reaganomics were here to stay. Every concern is met with a firm, let's put a pin in that. Or an even firmer, it is what it is. A BMW 750iL in its natural habitat in 1993 is with a man who can barely see the road because he's sitting on fat stacks of founding fathers. Power side mirrors when reversing. Power rear seats. Heated power rear seats. A telephone with room to write down your 10 most important contacts. The first BMW with traction control. 2 separate washer reservoirs. A light mist for the windshield and a stronger wash for the headlights. It's a collection of luxury eccentricities. Alongside the standard fare, like an extended body, that's what the IL is, longer wheelbase, 4.5 extra inches of rear legroom. BMWs, these sort of new classics, can mean so much more to enthusiasts than to the initial market BMW was targeting with these cars in the early 90s. Case in point, here's the story with the 7 Series. Dom's dad leased this car new in 1992 and eventually traded it in 1996, after which the car dropped off the map. And although he didn't have it that long, this was the only car Dominic's dad really missed. It was his first BMW. Started right at the top, didn't he? And one would think that for whatever good they offer now, it was significantly better when this car was brand new. Unfortunately, Dom's dad never got to own another before passing away. In the years after, Dom found some of his dad's old paperwork. One of the documents contained the car's VIN number. Dom tracked the car down, got the owner's address, and went and knocked on the guy's door. The man who owned this car was only its second owner, meaning this car went directly from Dom's dad to that guy. However, the car had been sitting for years and hadn't seen much action beyond replacing the engine with another one of the same model. An engine younger than the 143,000 miles on the odometer. As it turns out, the second owner said he decided to buy the car when he saw Dom's dad pulling into the dealership to trade it back in 1996. There's a cigar burn from Dom's dad on the A-pillar, which is how Dom was able to know for sure that this was his father's car. And there was a non-zero chance the second owner saw Dom as a kid rolling around town in this car. He tracked down the man who bought his father's car and then bought it back. No crazy Tarantino fight scene. Initially, the man was unsure of how much he'd be willing to sell the car for, so Dom took his time to raise money playing his guitar and playing in his band, and finally got the guy to part with this car for $2,500 and 3 cartons of Newports. Dom checked the buy car funded by music bucket off of his list and got to work making this car roadworthy again. According to Dominic, this really only needed one new fuel pump to get running. This has 2 fuel pumps, both in the trunk. As for quality of life improvements, it really needs a new radio, and the air conditioning needs a charge, and cosmetically it's missing the chin spoiler and a small piece of the grille, but other than that, this runs. It's a fine piece of machinery. It's perfectly functional. Fuel economy is nice and thirsty at 14 city, 19 highway, but again, this is a V12 engine. Dominic can get this consistently up into the 20s just by taking it easy. Fueling this thing, a little bit expensive. This must run on 93 octane. When you fill the tank, it's $69. But that's part of the buy-in for a car like this anyway. In for a penny, in for a pounding, right?
Brammer's in the morning, Brammer's in the evening, Brammer's at supper time.
With Brammer's on the Craigslist, you can have the Brammer anytime you like. And stick your hand down my pants. Now, there was no badge on the rear of the car until the owner gave it to him. But it ended up being wrong anyway. Can you guess what's wrong about it? Pause the video, go into the comments and guess. I'll give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Give up? So yeah, apparently the letters are period correct, but the numbers are wrong because they aren't slanted. According to Dom, only BMW enthusiasts ever catch this, or appreciate the period correct German plate, or the passenger visor signed by a Cannonball record holder, Ed Bolian. Oh crap. Is it Ed Bolian or Ed Bolian? Ed Bolian. It's Ed Bolian, right? Ed Bolian. VinWiki guy, right? Ed Bolian. Anyway. And maybe you have to be an enthusiast to want to invest this much into pre-OBD2 tech, where a malfunction means you're doing your best Doogie Howser diagnosis to try and guess where the problem originated. But really, its functioning form. It's an easy car for anyone to appreciate, with the right mindset. But even if you divorce the 7 Series from its part in a legendary heritage of luxury sedans, it's enjoyable in a way the Toyota Century isn't and can't be. I love the Toyota Century. I think it's the best car ever made. One thing it can't do is be fun to drive.